headlines from Calendar. First this lunchtime, a woman thought to be from West Yorkshire has died from suspected carbon monoxide poisoning on a campsite in Norfolk. The woman, in her 30s, was found in a tent at Clipsby Holiday Park in Great Yarmouth yesterday morning. A man said to be critically ill in hospital. Toxicology tests are being carried out on the woman's body, but police believe the death is a tragic accident. A mother whose son was murdered has backed demands for better treatment for bereaved families. The Victims Commissioner says the rights of families must be put above those of criminals. Tina Gelder reports.
It's engraved in my mind. It'll never go.
At her home in Haworth, Mandy Everett remembers the last time she saw her son Richard. He lay dying in the street, his father cradling him. The 15-year-old had been stabbed by a gang of youths. That was in 1994. 17 years on, and the memory of the subsequent trial of those responsible is as fresh as ever. Almost as traumatic, she says, as the crime itself.
You go to court. We was sat next to the defendants' families, gang members that my son's murderer was involved with. We were spat on. We were just intimidated.
Mrs Everett's experience is far from isolated. Today, a damning report from the Victims Commissioner Louise Casey on how bereaved families are treated throughout the legal process has led to calls for a so-called victims' law to protect their rights. Mandy Everett agrees. She says the families of murder victims and not the offenders should be at the heart of the criminal justice system.
Tina Gelder reporting there. Now, an irate parent ran amok at a West Yorkshire school today, taking children hostage and starting a fire. He was joined by protesters on the school roof. Fortunately, the whole thing was an exercise designed to test the response of the emergency services. Chris Kiddie reports.
They didn't know about it till the fire alarm went off, but Sowerby Bridge High was hit by a worst-case scenario this morning.
Away! Otherwise somebody gets hurt in here!
A man, angry that his son had been expelled, took several pupils hostage in a classroom. He then started a fire in a neighbouring classroom.
I don't care. I'm going to kill myself.
Then two men staged a rooftop protest. One threatened to jump if his demands weren't met.
This is not working for any of us.
Negotiators were called in to try to talk them down.
I'm prepared to do whatever I have to do to get what I want today.
But the whole thing was just an exercise for police, fire and ambulance personnel. The exercise is still going on. The advice, if you're in Sowerby Bridge, then panic. It's not real.
Bidding has ended for anyone who